Oh man. I don't even know where to start with this because this is such a humbling yet honoring moment for me to be sitting next to not just my brother, mentor, what's the word? Legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Booby. I started a lot of uproar online when I said my personal Mount Rushmore.
Right.
And it goes viral. Mm-hmm. And what I was saying is that, this is my personal, for me, people that inspired me.
Right.
DJ Booby, hands down, when it comes to who Quicksilva is today, 99.9.999 was inspired by listening to this brother right here. Welcome to the Quicksilva Show, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for having me.
This is DJ Booby. And if you don't know who he is, do your research, do your homework. A living legend. And I say that with all my heart. Can I tell you a quick story for anybody watching right now on how I heard about DJ Booby before we get to how we met and just the history behind us? I got my first set of turntables for Christmas from my dad when I was 10 years old. So remind you, my mom passed when I was 10, and all I wanted for Christmas that year was some turntables. Watching a movie called Beat Street, I fell in love with the character of a DJ. I didn't know exactly what a DJ was, but I knew I wanted to be that guy. So I asked my dad for a set of turntables for Christmas. I get the turntables in December, 25th of Christmas. Fast forward a month later, that January, my cousin Candace is having a birthday party. And she hires me, who's only been DJing, by the way, for a month, to DJ her birthday party. An hour into DJing her birthday party, it may be 50 kids in the basement, but it felt like 1,000 kids at that point, the house party. So 50 kids in the basement, I'm DJing, I'm rocking, everybody dancing, and an hour in, my speakers blow.
Been down that road.
And within 30 seconds, this is how big DJ Booby was at that time and still today. Within 30 seconds of my speaker blowing, the kids start like, what's going on with the music? And all you heard was real soft, we want Booby. And then all of a sudden, it goes, we want Booby. Put on a DJ Booby mixtape.
Wow.
So remind you, this is a 10-year-old who's been DJing for a month. Could you imagine the trauma that could have caused if I would have gave up DJing at that moment? Because at 10 years old, I'm getting booed. And all I'm hearing is, we want Booby.
Wow. Well, thank God you didn't quit.
Right. So fast forward, what I did was, who the hell is DJ Booby? And then I go and find out who DJ Booby is. And I learned from one of your mixtapes. So I'm like, this is who they booed me for. So I get your mixtape. And I play that. I can't remember what track it was. But it had me on your earlier tracks in 1990. So what track could that would have been?
Man, that was back there. Maybe track 6, track 7, track 8, around that time. So I play that mixtape in the house. And literally all I did was try to mimic your style. Wow.
I was like, if I can play and DJ like he's DJing, I'm never getting booed again. How did DJ Booby, I'm trying to think the right question. Take us back to day one, what made DJ Booby want to be a DJ?
Wow. Well, I mean, it's crazy because, like, a lot of our story has a lot of similarities. Like, I started at 10.
Wow.
I started at 10 years old.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Got my first pair of turntables from, now I'm going to take you back, Luskins.
I probably wasn't even old enough. My first set of turntables was some Lemon
Any of the old school people know about Luskins up in Park Heights. So I got my first pair of turntables from Luskins on Park Heights. My mom was like, listen, mom was on the fixed income. I'll get your mixer on January the 4th.
Wow.
After the new year. So here it is, Christmas. I got my turntables. I'm sitting here waiting for January to roll around. And she got my turntables. And then she got my mixer on January the 4th. Started DJing at the age of 10, just like you.
That's crazy.
Mine was definitely inspired by there was a DJ in my neighborhood, OG DJ. Nickname was Booster.
Okay.
But his DJ name was Slicky Woo. Definitely an old school guy. But he gave me my first chance and opportunity to touch a pair of turntables. He taught me about music and different genres of music. I had an uncle that lived in the house with me as a child growing up. And he used to pay me $10 to clean up his bedroom every weekend. And he had the biggest, loudest stereo system on the block.
Nice.
And so he would allow me to play his records. He would always say, listen, handle them like this. Make sure they go back in the sleeves.
Yep.
And don't scratch my records. You scratch my records, that's it. And so that was the first initial journey, getting me acclimated to all different styles of music. I mean, as a young man, I knew about Al Jarreau, Weather Report, Grover Washington Jr., Najee, Herbie Hancock, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind & Fire. All of those old school artists that shape and mold the music even now in 2025. So that was my first introduction to music. I stayed in the basement with the DJ thing for about 5 or 6 years.
Same.
I was a little nervous, to play in front of people.
And that's crazy to hear DJ Booby say you're nervous, because your charisma live is literally how I started, like mimicking.
it was birthed from having like family members and saying, wow, you really got it. You should start doing parties. And I grew up on Lafayette and Dukeland, between Poplar Grove and Ashburton. And I got my first house party. Very similar to your story.
You got booed?
No, I didn't get booed, but I did blow some speakers out.
I believe my speakers got booed, and they chanted, "We want Booby."
And back then, was too young to drive, so we went around to the local supermarket and grabbed a couple market carts, and we put records and turntables and everything in a market cart, and we walked around to a house party on Riggs Avenue off of Poplar Grove. And by the time the night was over, you know how old school basements were, red light in the basement, and they had the little concrete walls, and everybody leaving out with white chalk on the back of the wall.
Sweaty.
But it was definitely a party.
Yeah.
And so that was what birthed it and what got it started. And of course, Beat Street and Breaking, all the movies that had a DJ in it, of course, were definitely inspirations as well.
So fast forward from me getting booed at 10 and them chanting, "We want Booby," then me going and getting your mixtape and playing that mixtape, mimicking your mixtape, trying to learn how to scratch and DJ like DJ Booby. I can't remember what track it was, but what made me think that DJ Booby was God, but it wasn't just the scratch. Like Booby, he had this thing, DJ Booby on the wheels of steel, and he, right? So Booby, and you can tell me what track it was, he had an idea to mix a slow record with a club song. Now, I know nowadays everybody, blending and all that, but like back then, mixing a slow song with a club song was unheard of. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it had ever been done before. And if it was, I never heard.
I
never heard.
Right.
The song was Jodeci, Stay.
Right.
I'm sorry I left you. Left you. What gave you the idea to want to mix a slow song Jodeci with a club record? Like, where'd that come from?
Now, I have to say this. I did not invent that.
This is a Quicksilva Show exclusive because
I did not invent this.
Who invented mixing slow jams with club music?
There was another DJ from Baltimore. You probably know him. DJ Concrete, Kid Concrete.
Yes, Kid Concrete.
My man Justin. Big shout out to Concrete.
What up, Kid Concrete?
Creed had a mixtape out, and he was mixing BBD, When Will I See You Smile, with the Bad Sister beat.
Wow.
And so when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, this is so dope.
This is dope.
And I'm like, who did this tape? Found out it was Concrete. So I reached out to him. I said, Creed, I said, that's serious. I said, listen, can I get your blessing? I want to do that mix on one of my mixtapes. He said, man, go for it, man. Go ahead, go for it. And so I think either it may have been track 6 or it was probably around track 6 when I did that mix.
And what song did you mix it with? I can't remember.
Bad Sister.
Bad Sister.
And so around track 7, I did another mix. I can't remember which one it was.
Right.
But then came track 8. That's the track that you were talking about, with the acapella of Jodeci Stay, with the stereo MCs on 33rd beat. And so,
how the hell you get an acapella of Jodeci Stay back then?
It was on vinyl.
Wow.
It was on vinyl. That Jodeci Stay 12-inch had the original version, it had a Jeep version, and then on the flip side, it had a complete, clean studio acapella
That's
version. Crazy.
I never knew that.
And so,
well, no stems back then, people.
No stems. Only the stems on the end of your shoestrings, but that's it. Right. So that particular mixtape was like the shot heard around the world.
That is what made, like, so when I was bragging about the DJ Boobie mixtapes and saying like when DJ Boobie dropped the mixtape, it was a line around the planet in Ricestown Road Plaza. Man. A line like I've never seen. And shout out, it's been tons of other DJs to put out mixtapes and get their wave, but I've never seen somebody put out a mixtape and have a line like Beyonce around the mall.
Man,
ever.
Man,
like ever. I've never seen that.
To this day, I'm still like very humbled by those days and those experiences.
Ricestown Road Plaza.
I'm a West Baltimore guy. I went to 202, went to Calverton, went to Edmondson, and you couldn't have told me that when I embarked on that journey back then, that it was going to graduate into what it has become.
DJ Boobie mixtapes. What were the club tapes called? They were called just.
Well, at first I went from 1 to 50.
That's crazy how you say it so casually. I went from 1 to 50,
and they were DJ Boobie track. It was from tracks 1 to track 50.
Gotcha.
Now in between that 1 to 50, I may have sprinkled in a hip hop tape, or I might have did an R&B tape.
Your sex taste was crazy.
Now I'm gonna also give you the birth of that as well. So once I got to 50, I said, look, it's time to switch it up a little bit. So all the club tapes had a name then. They went from the tracks to the club tip, volume 1.
DJ Club Tip. The club tip.
Volume 2.
And did you have a Gemini sampler? Because like track to track to track, track 18. I can remember hearing it.
Well, the first sampler that I had was a Digitech. It was a Bosch Digitech sampler pedal. Probably had about 2 seconds of sample time. It really wasn't a lot of sample time. It was actually a guitar sampler.
Oh, wow.
Found a way to hook it up and find certain pieces. I used to buy like sound effects records.
I remember.
And this was long before the days of triggering and sampling and hotkeys, stuff that we use now. I was told I was kind of like a step ahead of my time.
No, it's not no told. You were a step ahead of your time. DJ Boobie was light years ahead of all of us.
I used to buy everybody's mixtapes, and I used to listen to him. Sean Marshall was one of my biggest inspirations.
One of the goats.
Lived right down the block from me, and him and my uncle were pretty close, and he used to come up and bring his mixtapes, and I was too young to hang out in the back bedroom with them, because they were doing grown-up things, drinking a little, smoking a little.
All that.
I was too young, but I used to always have my ear to the door to hear the way Sean Marshall would put records together, and his blends and backspins were like seamless, and his knowledge of music was just so vast, and that definitely inspired me. So from the samplers, I went from a 2-second sampler to a 4-second sampler, and then I got a big boy sampler that had 24 seconds. It was broken down, 2 2-second banks, 2 4-second banks, and an 8-second bank.
And that's when I kind of DJ Boobie.
I kind of like went crazy. I've been kind of like a computer nerd and a button freak since way back when.
Right.
And so that's why even with the evolvement of the way DJ controllers and mixers are set up now with all of these hotkeys, I felt like, wow, my dream finally came true. Now I can do all of this stuff on the fly.
Another thing, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong. I remember, shout out to Sean Caesar, Unruly, of course, my OG, my partner, my manager for the last 30 years. I remember him saying, I knew it was time for me to fall back a little bit from DJing because he said, you know, when we came in the up in the era with the Shawn Marshalls, Mark Henry, Sean Caesar, all the old, you know, the GOATs, he said, we were all about mixing club music. So we would mix club songs, let them ride for 3-4 minutes, and we would blend the next song. He said, DJ Booby started scratching the song.
Yeah.
He said, when I first heard, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, you don't scratch like house music and club music, like you blend it. You take it and you ride it, you ride the blend and you ride it, then you knob it out and you blend it. He said, this guy comes and says, the hell with your blend.
Right. I got the idea to mix club music kind of like hip hop style.
Wow.
And that's how that came about.
Is it wrong to say, and like I say, shout out to DJ Kid Concrete, because I didn't know that he started the whole acapella slow jam into the club music, because I credit DJ Booby for that. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong for crediting DJ Booby for one of the first to like start really scratching club music? Because I don't know anybody else.
I don't even.
Right, like, and like this is about giving you your flowers. This not about us trying to be humble and play the humble card. Like DJ Booby is a GOAT. Like, you got to embrace, like, you started a lot of stuff, and I think over the years, I think this is why it's so important for this to be the first episode of this stuff. DJ Booby, somehow, I don't know how you got my number, but you call me, and you like, quick, I want to, I see what you're doing, and by this time, I'm at Club Indigo. So Club Indigo, so how Club Indigo happened was, the YWCA parties got so big, they end up throwing a party at Indigo, and then the owners fell in love with me and hired me. But now I'm at Indigo, rocking out, I'm 15 years old, and DJ Booby calls me like, yo, I'm starting this new segment called Young Lions, on Spotlight Young DJs Wednesdays. I want to bring you on the radio and let you do a mix at 9 o'clock. I'm like, how is this happening? How is this happening? So I walk in the studio. It was on Wrightstown Road.
Yep.
All the way up.
Woodhome.
Yep. And that building is still there, by the way.
Yeah.
So I walk in, and I'm just mesmerized. And I DJ on the radio for the first time ever in my life. And I don't know if anybody knows this, I give DJ Booby all the credit for all the success I've had in radio. DJ Booby was the first person to bring me on the radio ever in life.
Appreciate that.
No, I love you for that. I love
you.
I was 15 years old. So did I DJ on the radio? You couldn't imagine going back to school Thursday, what that felt like. Because now I'm telling everybody, I'm doing the radio. Nobody believes you, by the way. I'm going to be on there with DJ Booby. Yeah. He's lying. It's like somebody saying, I'm going to be on stage with Beyonce. That's how big you were to us in our mind. Mm-hmm. So I DJ on the radio, 20-minute set. I go back to school Thursday. It was like I had arrived. Like, yo, he was on the radio. I heard you on the radio. They call me Rico back then. Mm-hmm. Okay, Rico, I heard you on the radio. And fast forward from there, like DJ Booby has been a staple, not just in Baltimore. You know, what you've done for the culture of DJing, for the culture of club music, for the culture of just being a super dope performing DJ is unheard of and unmatched. And I really, really want to continue giving you your flowers, bro.
Man, I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that, man, so much, man. It's times like this that just made it all worth it. You know, my mom took a chance on me when I told her what I wanted to do.
Right.
She picked up that mixer and she grabbed me by the hands. The day I had that mixer, I'm excited. I got this mixer in my hand. She grabbed me in her hand. She said, you know, Mama don't have a lot of money. I took this from a bill, but I believed in what you wanted to do. Don't make a fool out of me.
You didn't.
I said, Mom, I promise I won't. And thank God she got a chance and opportunity to see some of the greatest things that occurred in my life before she left me. And man, it's humbling, it's heartfelt. And it's times like this, I be running into people and everybody have a DJ Booby story.
I've been crediting you for my career forever.
I've heard people come to me and say, man, thank you for being a soundtrack to my young life. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, This just me, just regular old dude.
No, you know, there ain't nothing regular about DJ Booby.
Oh, now let me go back to the development of the sex track, the slow jam mix. I got to give a big shout out to my main man, DJ Mark B. Name is Mark Bridges. We all lived in the same neighborhood. Big shout out to my man, CJ Fresh.
I remember him.
Me and CJ started a DJ group called Phase 2 Productions. He and I. And we used to do all the parties at Carver and at Western and Walbrook.
Western fashion shows, by the way, was legendary. They were parties in itself.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Mark Bridges, Mark B, DJ Mark B, he DJ'd for, in fact, he DJ'd for City's fashion show. What was City's fashion show called? Rhapsody.
Rhapsody, yeah, Rhapsody.
He DJ'd for the Rhapsody fashion show at City. And they had like an evening gown segment.
Gotcha.
And everybody was dressed. Guys was in tuxedos and suits, and the girls in gowns. And my man Mark B was mixing slow jams.
At the fashion show?
At the fashion show.
Wow.
I never heard that in my life. His transitions were so smooth, so clean. He just married one record to the next. And it was seamless. I called him up about 2 days later. I said, hey, Mark, I got an idea. I said, I want to do a slow jam mixtape, a whole mixtape, just like some of this stuff you did at the fashion show. I said, I want to call it the sex track. He said, man, go for it.
It's crazy how many things, and I'm glad you're giving people like their flowers, because, like I say, I didn't know the Kid Concrete story about him doing the slow jam with the club music. I didn't know the Mark story. Like, I thought you invented all of this.
At the time, and this was long before the days of social media, but DJ Booby was a platform for me back then. And so I had a chance and opportunity, because I already had the name and it was already developed in the street, that if I put my stamp on it, it's going from 0 to 0.
It's kind of like Dr. J invented the slam dunk, but Michael Jordan took it to a different level.
Right. And so I always believe in telling the full story. You know, it's not all me. You know, all of it's God.
Amen.
What he put inside of me to do it, in a way things just materialize and metamorphosize in my life, man. I got to give credit to where the credit is due.
Amen and amen.
I mean, God that gave that opportunity for it to blow up, that was for me at that time. Even though I didn't invent it, he made that blessing for me. It was already mine.
Gotcha.
But the ideas came from other people. So I always believe in telling the whole story as it pertains to that.
I'm glad you can get that story out here, because I promise you somebody's watching this and they had, like, I had no idea. But once again, man, like, you know, it's so much more we can talk about. Like the DJ Booby impact, not just on me personally, but on the DJ culture. This is why it was so important for me to say my personal Mount Rushmore. And, you know, some people got offended. Who cares? You know, I don't care. But, like, it's the fact that when I think of people that inspired me, this wasn't saying who's the best DJ ever in history. For me personally, DJ Booby, Frank Ski, Super DJ Big L, like, these are DJs that, like, really I not just idolize, but I look up and see what they've done, and I took bits and pieces of everything.
Right.
And then I created my own self.
Right.
Just to shake the table, because I know we got to wrap it up in a minute. If I was to ask DJ Booby, and once again, before you answer this, think about it. Personally, for you, who's on DJ Booby's Mount Rushmore of DJs in Baltimore? For you personally.
For me? Okay. And once again, this is not in any particular order.
Gotcha.
Number one, well, I'm just saying, first one is definitely Frank Ski.
Hands down.
Not only did he inspire me from talking on the mic to becoming a personality to being a businessman, knowing how to front sell and back sell records talk his stuff on the mic. He had a swag that was incredible.
Yep.
He commanded and demanded the attention of any room that he was in.
Frank is the GOAT when it comes to being a
and so
MC.
Being a showman, I learned that from Frank Ski. So
Gotcha.
He is on there.
You get 3 more.
DJ Spin.
Oh, absolutely. Come on, Spin, GOAT. And Spin is another one. If you never see him perform live, his energy, when he gets low.
Yeah. DJ Spin, I got the blessing and honor to work with him. DJ Spin taught me about record retail.
Gotcha.
Because when I first started working at Metro 2, he was working there.
I didn't know that.
And I already admired him from the Newmarks and watching him. He used to DJ the high school parties at Calverton. And, man, DJ Spin was definitely somebody to watch.
He's gone global. Showman. He's gone global.
And now, he's definitely global on the house music tip. International house music superstar. But he is one of the most humble people that I've ever known. I can easily pick up the phone and speak with him. And it's always mutual love, mutual respect. But he definitely inspired me.
Gotcha.
Definitely inspired me.
So you got Frank, you got Spin, you get 2 more.
DJ Techniques.
Skill wise, skill for skill, DJ battle, Technique ain't the one.
DJ Techniques. Oh man, I met that joker back in the 80s, and this was one of the very first DJs that I saw doing battle style DJing.
Same here,
and being in the DMC contest and stuff like that, and his musical knowledge was very vast and incredible, and he was just a great guy and a great guy to be aligned with. So I learned so much from him. In my 4th person, and I'm not even going to include myself in this, rest in peace, DJ Vicious V.
Oh, absolutely.
As hot of a pistol as he was,
we all can say it now, and we love Vicious V. May he rest in peace. But we know Vicious was the one. Don't play with it.
No,
he beat you in the DJ battle. Then he gonna fight you.
Right.
We love you, V.
But growing up in the same neighborhood as him, and watching him, and do acrobatic tricks with records and turntables, and that was my first introduction to beat juggling. Watching him.
V was the GOAT when it comes to that.
So that's my 4. And of course, honorable mention to all the other DJs that have inspired me, from Kenny K to Mike Crosby to you, of course.
You ain't got
DJ Titan, Tons. Oh man.